Honorable Chairman of the session, respected ministers and representatives from United Nations countries, my humble namaste to all of you. We are all gathered here when Corona is testing our patience, also trying our endurance. In the days gone by, to tide over this crisis, we have coordinated with experts from different sectors. We are according priority to expert and scientific advice for sustainable COVID-19 management. We are implementing the five-fold strategy of testing, tracing, treatment, COVID-appropriate behavior and vaccination. We are applying our entire might to fight this crisis. In addition, the pandemic has created unprecedented short-term and long-term challenges of fighting corruption. It is significantly undermining the distribution of our resources, jeopardizing our rebuilding processes, extending economic pressure and delaying the return to growth. Therefore, this is indeed the most appropriate time to come together for all of us and to strengthen the international cooperation to prevent and combat corruption. I welcome, therefore, the United Nations initiative to hold this special session of the General Assembly to give a worldwide political impetus to effectively address challenges and implement anti-corruption measures. Dear colleagues, India has a zero-tolerance policy towards corruption. The motto of the Government of India under Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi is minimum government, maximum governance, with emphasis on transparency and citizen centricity. With the aim of decentralizing decision-making and bridging communities with local governments across cities and towns, innovative solutions are being implemented using digital tools in all sectors. India is already a digital-first trajectory with one of the highest volumes of digital transactions in the world. The pragmatic and the programmatic use of technology has helped increasing the spread and plugging of leakages in delivering benefits. For filling healthcare needs to remote areas, to building data-given police policy, public policy, the use of technology fulfills roles, and most importantly, some of the most remote areas of the country are benefited by this. Distinguished delegates, we have passed the Prevention of Corruption Amendment Act 2018 as an initiative to tackle corruption head-on by stifling the corrupt practices. It criminalizes the act of giving bribe and has put in place an effective deterrent for such actions by individuals as well as the corporate entities. Further, the operationalization of the institution of Lokpal or the Ombudsman as per the Lokpal and Lokayukt Act 2013 has enabled inquiries into allegations of corruption against public functionaries. Dear colleagues, we all know the world is presently combating another serious emerging challenge of fugitive economic offenders and assets which flee across the national jurisdictions. India's Fugitive Economic Offenders Act 2008 law empowers authorities for non-conviction based attachment and confiscation of proceeds of crime and properties and assets of a fugitive economic offender against whom a warrant for arrest in relation to a scheduled offence has been issued by any court in India and who has left the country to avoid criminal prosecution or judicial processes. As the accused takes shelter in foreign countries and conceals the proceeds of crime in complex legal structures spread over different countries and jurisdictions, the gaps and weaknesses of international cooperation get exploited by such fugitives to their advantage. Therefore, for intensification of our collective fight against these, the need to have a strong and aligned international cooperation on the return of persons and assets sought for such offences, consistent with international obligations and domestic legal systems. I convey my country's appreciation to all the countries who are taking this fight ahead in the right direction by intensifying efforts, sustaining political commitment and decisive action at all levels against preventing and combating corruption by way of endorsing the United Nations political declaration. At the end, ladies and gentlemen, I wish for a steadfast and strong commitment to combat the menace of corruption, especially in these times of crisis. I reiterate that India is ready to work with other countries, with the civil society and with the international organizations to accelerate the implementation of anti-corruption principles. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and namaste once again.